Have you ever stumbled across a place that seems to ignore everything we think we know about ancient engineering? Hidden beneath a quiet hillside in eastern China is a network of enormous underground chambers that has puzzled archaeologists, engineers, historians, and curious visitors for decades. The Longyu Caves are unlike almost anything else on Earth. Their walls are covered with incredibly regular tool marks, their construction demanded astonishing precision, and no one knows exactly who built them or why. Even after years of careful scientific research, these mysterious caverns continue to raise more questions than answers. Every new discovery seems to deepen the mystery instead of solving it. Today, we're taking a closer look at one of history's most fascinating underground secrets, a place where ancient craftsmanship, engineering, and unanswered questions come together in a way that continues to amaze experts around the world. The story begins in a small village in Zhejiang Province, China, where local people believed several deep ponds scattered across the landscape had no bottom. For countless generations, these pools were accepted as mysterious natural features. Villagers avoided questioning them because they had always been part of local tradition. According to local stories, nobody had ever reached the bottom of these dark waters. Everything changed during the early 1990s, when several villagers decided to pump the water out of one of these ponds. What they expected to find was an ordinary pit or perhaps a natural cave. Instead, as the water slowly disappeared, an astonishing sight emerged. Beneath the surface lay a gigantic man-made chamber carved directly into solid rock. The discovery immediately attracted attention. Archaeologists and government officials arrived to investigate. And further exploration revealed something even more extraordinary. The first chamber was not unique. Hidden beneath the hillside were 24 enormous underground caves, each carefully excavated and remarkably well preserved. What had once appeared to be ordinary ponds were actually flooded entrances to one of China's greatest archaeological mysteries. Stepping inside one of these chambers is an unforgettable experience. The scale is difficult to appreciate until standing beneath the towering ceilings. Some caves cover more than 1,000 square meters, with ceilings rising nearly 30 meters overhead. Massive stone pillars support the enormous roofs, creating spaces that resemble vast underground cathedrals rather than simple excavations. Yet it is not only the size that leaves visitors speechless. Almost every surface inside the caves is covered with thousands upon thousands of carefully carved parallel lines. The walls, ceilings, pillars, and even sloping surfaces display the same distinctive pattern. At first glance, these grooves almost appear decorative, as though someone intentionally carved repeating designs across every visible surface. However, researchers generally agree that these are tool marks left behind during excavation. What makes them remarkable is their extraordinary consistency. The spacing, angle, and depth remain almost perfectly uniform over immense areas. Maintaining such precision throughout enormous underground chambers would have required highly disciplined workers following carefully organized construction methods. Even today, achieving this level of consistency over such large surfaces would require careful planning and constant supervision. Because of their uniform appearance, some people have suggested that the marks resemble cuts made by modern machines. This idea has inspired numerous online theories claiming the caves were built using advanced lost technology or even by visitors from another world. However, archaeologists reject these claims because no evidence supports them. Ancient civilizations around the world repeatedly demonstrated remarkable engineering abilities using surprisingly simple tools. Skilled stoneworkers equipped with iron chisels and hammers could produce impressively regular patterns through patience, experience, and standardized techniques. The Longyu Caves appear to be another example of what highly organized human labor can accomplish. One of the biggest mysteries surrounding the caves is determining exactly when construction began. Many books and websites describe the Longyu Caves as being approximately 2,000 years old. While this statement is generally accepted, it requires careful explanation. The commonly repeated date comes from pottery and other artifacts discovered inside several chambers. Many of these objects belong to the Western Han Dynasty, indicating that people were using the caves more than 2,000 years ago. But there is an important difference between when a site was used and when it was built. Pottery can reveal when people entered the caves and left objects behind, but it cannot reveal when workers first began carving the chambers themselves. Stone presents a unique challenge for archaeologists because it cannot be directly dated in the same way as wood, charcoal, or bone. Rather than removing all of the rock, workers intentionally left massive columns standing to carry the tremendous weight of the mountain above. These pillars have supported the ceilings for more than 2,000 years without major collapse. Modern structural engineers studying the caves have noted how effectively the pillars distribute weight throughout the chambers. Their placement appears deliberate rather than random, suggesting that the builders understood practical principles of stability long before modern engineering theories were formally developed. The presence of drainage channels suggests these chambers were intended for long-term use. Their creators clearly anticipated environmental challenges and designed solutions that have helped preserve the caves for centuries. Perhaps the greatest mystery concerns the sheer amount of work involved. Estimates suggest nearly 1 million cubic meters of stone had to be removed to excavate the entire complex. To appreciate the scale, imagine removing enough solid rock to fill hundreds of Olympic-sized swimming pools, all without modern excavation equipment. Such a project would have required enormous manpower, careful organization, food supplies, transportation systems, and skilled supervisors coordinating thousands of workers over many years. Yet this creates another puzzle. Projects of this magnitude usually leave behind evidence. Archaeologists would normally expect to discover workers' settlements, workshops, tool-making areas, discarded equipment, roads, burial grounds, or written records documenting construction. Surprisingly, very little of this evidence has been found near the caves. Even more puzzling is the missing stone. If nearly 1 million cubic meters of rock were excavated, where did it all go? The removed material would have formed enormous piles visible for great distances. Researchers have suggested that the stone may have been reused in nearby construction projects or transported away over many generations. Others believe erosion or later human activity may have removed traces of the debris. Despite these natural challenges, many interior walls remain remarkably well preserved. The distinctive tool marks are still sharp and clearly visible after centuries underground. Scientists continue studying the caves to understand how temperature, humidity, groundwater movement, and rock composition have contributed to their preservation. Their findings have improved our understanding of underground geology, but many questions remain unanswered. One detail that surprises almost every visitor is the lack of decoration. Considering the enormous effort invested in construction, many people expect elaborate carvings or written inscriptions covering the walls. Instead, only a handful of carved figures have been identified, including images resembling a horse, a fish, and a bird. There are no lengthy inscriptions explaining who ordered the project. No royal monuments celebrate its completion. No surviving documents clearly describe its purpose. This silence has inspired numerous theories. Some researchers believe the caves served as vast storage facilities, protecting valuable goods from weather and conflict. Others suggest ceremonial or religious functions, while another theory proposes they were military shelters designed to protect people during times of war. There are also suggestions that the chambers supported mining operations or water management systems. Every hypothesis explains certain features while failing to account for others. Without written records, identifying the original purpose remains one of archaeology's greatest unsolved questions. Naturally, the mystery has attracted sensational explanations. Television programs, internet videos, and conspiracy theories often claim the Longyou Caves prove the existence of advanced lost civilizations or extraterrestrial visitors. These ideas are certainly entertaining, but they are not supported by scientific evidence. Archaeologists emphasize that extraordinary claims require extraordinary proof. At present, no artifacts, inscriptions, or physical evidence indicate anything beyond remarkable human engineering. In many ways, the real story is even more impressive. Ancient civilizations repeatedly achieved extraordinary feats through organization, skilled craftsmanship, and generations of accumulated knowledge. The Longyu Caves remind us that history still contains remarkable accomplishments that have simply faded from written memory. Today, the caves have become an important tourist destination and archaeological site. Visitors can walk through illuminated chambers, admire the immense stone pillars, and closely examine the perfectly parallel tool marks that continue to puzzle experts. Standing beneath the enormous ceilings, it is impossible not to wonder about the people who created such an ambitious project. Who organized thousands of workers? How long did construction take? Why were these chambers built with such precision? And why did history almost completely forget them? Perhaps future excavations will uncover new evidence that finally answers these questions. Or perhaps the Longyu Caves will remain one of archaeology's greatest mysteries for generations to come. Either way, they stand as a remarkable reminder that humanity's past is far more complex than we often imagine. Beneath an ordinary hillside lies one of the world's greatest underground engineering achievements, a place that continues to challenge assumptions, inspire scientific research, and capture the imagination of everyone who visits. So after hearing the evidence, what do you think? Were the Longyu Caves created by an exceptionally organized ancient workforce using techniques that have simply been forgotten over time? Or do they represent something even more unusual? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoy exploring history's greatest mysteries, backed by real archaeology, science, and evidence, be sure to subscribe, because our next journey will uncover another ancient site that continues to puzzle experts even today.